Hi,
Good
Shawn.
afternoon, everybody. Hi, Joy. How are you?
Good, Shawn. How are you
Welcome
doing?
to the Joy and Shawn Show. Um, that's all we have today. I hope you have a great day. No,
Yeah,
sometimes it's easy to keep it simple.
that's
So,
right.
Joy
That's
and
right.
I talked, and we have a good case study about this. Um, kind of your, we're going to talk today about kind of your attitude when maybe something doesn't go perfectly, which
Mhm.
that happens.
Yep.
But what's that do? How do you let that impact your business? And then that can lead into all kinds of different other things because I'm sure, as always, we'll get off on tangents. So,
Uh-huh.
Joy, you had a, let's say, challenging day yesterday with some contacts.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
talk about that
Uh,
and how'd that affect you and how do you move on? So,
okay. It's better today. Yesterday, this time was not a good day.
were we crying yesterday?
I was crying yesterday this time. For those of you in the send out card world, we have our beautiful SOC Pro out there for us, and I have a newsletter that goes out every Friday morning is when I send mine out. Now, when we started this in May, I've always done a blog and newsletter through another system. Anyways, when we started this, everything had to be downloaded in. So I did a lot of cleaning up and getting people in the proper groups and all that. And I have probably about 1,100 contacts in there. And yesterday I was in there and I had a duplicate person in there, and it's like those kind of things, duplications bother me. It's like, I want them in there one time,
Twitching.
kind of
So you're
thing.
right, twitching.
One of those things, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, so I went to delete the person out, and the first thing that happened, they moved something around. They just like it used the action used
Oh,
to be on the right
they
hand
did.
side.
Did you hear that
Yeah,
language?
they did.
They
That,
did.
that is a
Okay, we'll
fact.
talk about that.
They moved them over there. This does not negate what I did, but they moved them. So it's kind of like already my mind was like, what's that? Okay. So I found where the actions were, and I found the delete the customer, and I clicked on that, or so I thought I clicked on that one. Of course, it gives a second one, pops up and say, okay, do you want to delete this? And you have to actually type the word delete in. I mean, it really gives you a lot of options to find find your little thing. And so I hit yeah. Well, what I didn't know is number one, I deleted, I hit the button for delete all contacts, and all 1,100 contacts are gone. I mean, just like gone. They're no longer in there, and all I could do
No.
was stare at the screen. I won't even tell you what I said, but
I'm sure it was nice.
it was nice.
Gosh, gee, golly gee whiz.
Yeah, it was just all nice. But I literally cried. I mean, literally, it was like, oh, I didn't do this. I did not do this. I did not do this. And all I could think about the hours I put in, put people together, because I just want to make sure they're in the right groups and da da da, all that kind of stuff. So of course, then you get on the phone and call them, and they're kind of working on it, kind of thing. But in the
I'll find
meantime,
them.
yeah, in the meantime, I walked outside. I took a walk outside. Took a deep breath, walked around a little bit, said, okay, this is not the end of the world. Maybe it's time. Maybe this was a sign. Maybe this was like, maybe I had people in there because, and I was just like the week before, I have all these people in here, but nobody's clicking on it. It's like where, so maybe it's time to clean them. So plus I found my databases. I found what I used originally to download in there. Now, the 4 months that I was putting people in there, I don't know who those
You'll be
people
busy this weekend, so
yeah,
that's okay.
yeah. I'll have to find those people. I'm going to put you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to put a Facebook page out there, out on my Facebook groups, and just say, hey, I know you've enjoyed my newsletter in the past, but by
Right.
the way, if you did not get it yesterday, that's because
I
of
deleted
a
everybody.
database.
There was a breach.
So yeah, I don't want to say breach because
They
they're going to
did it.
say like I'm never going to give you my email, and then just kind of go from there and start getting people back in again. But anyways, I had a couple choices. Like at the very beginning, it sounded like I was getting ready to blame it on them. No, I'm not going to blame it on them. I mean, it was my mistake. There was
But how
no,
many people would?
yeah, a lot of
They knew
people.
something. Why was it like that? Why did you do,
Yes,
you're not taking responsibility, which I think is the first thing of, you know, you did. You said, okay, I hit delete all and yeah, I delete and yeah, oh my gosh, what did I do?
yeah, yeah. What did I do? How could I do that? Kind of
Right.
thing.
You
So
idiot.
yeah, I know. What an idiot. What an idiot.
No, no. Don't
So,
talk to yourself that way.
and I'm sure they're there somewhere, but because we're working with that third party,
Okay.
it's going to be hard and it might take some time. So I was just telling Shawn right before we got on here, it's like I'm actually putting an email out I may even call them and just say, hey, look, don't bother trying to put them back in there for me. Just give me the list.
Right.
and I'm going to go back
Then you
and
can clean it up.
yeah,
Yeah.
and get my own people, get them back in there and get them going again because
So that's
I don't even know if they're going to be able to figure it out.
great. I'm sure they will. Nothing's ever deleted for,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, but
that's
it's
why
just how
when
long
the
is that
FBI
going to
raids
take?
your house, they take your computers because they'll find whatever they're looking for,
Right,
even if you have deleted it. So
right, exactly.
hopefully that's not going to happen to anybody.
I know. Oh
So,
yeah, got that right. So, but anyways, you're right. It's all about the attitude. I could
right.
have blamed everybody and all the, this happened, that happened, and da da da. But hey, hey, you just kind of gotta look at it and
Well,
move
and it's,
forward.
it's the one thing you can control.
Hmm.
Can't control change. Change happens. You
Right.
can't control if they move something on the screen. That's always going to happen.
Yep.
But how you react to it, that's what you can control. And sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes you have to go outside and scream at the top of your lungs, or just take a deep breath and get the eye stop twitching.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so it's recognizing, I think, is the first thing that I'm saying them, I'm saying they. Okay, wait, okay, stop. What did I do? What did they do? Okay, let's deal with it. Let's have a great attitude about it and move on. Just like
Right.
just like you did. And what happened to you is that's extreme.
Hmm.
um, but and in some it's little things. So it's kind of how do you handle them? How do you take responsibility for your attitude and just say, you know what? I heard a great, it was a BNI podcast, and they were talking about, listening for potential referrals, and if somebody's complaining about something. And the great question is, are you looking for a solution, or are you just venting?
Right. That's good. That's good.
And some people, I don't want a solution. I just want to. Well, I think that will wake people up and go, oh, okay, I'm, you know, all right, I'm really way over the board on venting. So what is the solution? What can I do? What can I do?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and I guarantee you that from Cody down, we all have those moments where we don't react the right way, and there is that attitude like, oh, damn it, and you just have. I think the quicker you realize that you're in that mode, and you can switch out of it and say, okay, what do I do?
Right.
Just like you
Right.
said, I'll contact them. If they, I'll start rebuilding. If they have my contacts, just send them to me. And it is a way for me to kind of clean house and you took a different perspective of it than going, they're all gone.
I know.
What am I gonna do?
I had my
Damn
moments of that. I had my moments. But
Yeah, but that
yeah.
can, and that can lead into, oh, I wholeheartedly think that it's the biggest reason probably why people quit,
Yeah.
because they don't have the right attitude about this. It's a business, and it's maybe how it's presented to them about the money you could make. And once one little thing happens that, well, that's not what I did. Well,
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. Yeah,
Next,
exactly.
you know.
Move on. Yep.
So I mean, it
Right.
is.
Yeah. Well, prior to send out cards, I used to manage Kmart's,
Hmm.
and my first store that I had like 45 employees, and it was one of the small ones. They always give you the first one's got, let's give you a little before we jump in there.
Sure.
But anyways, it was very difficult in a retail management environment like that, running a store, that when there was a customer complaint, how to deal with it.
Sure.
Because you do take it personal. It is your
Okay.
store, it is your
Hard
employee,
not to.
and da da da. But what I learned was the best thing for me was like when somebody would come up to me and say, they could never say Kohanitz or Bartholomew was my main name, it's always Miss B or Miss K,
Okay.
whatever. And they look at me and say, oh, you have a problem. As soon as somebody tells
Mhm.
you you have a problem, it just sends chills right at my back.
Well, and it's like
Because they're
you get
accusing me, that I
you
have a
see that
problem.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but what I learned from that is I would literally look them, and in those days you could at least touch them on the shoulders, kind of thing. But it's kind of like I would just kind of like on the shoulders, I would just touch them on the shoulder, say, no, I don't have a problem. We have an opportunity.
Sure.
That totally shifted me. I mean, I did that. I might have done that for them. They thought I was giving them the little
Right.
coaching there, but I really did it for me because it helped me kind of like lift that off and say, okay, let's shift this a little bit. Let's make this what can we do to to make this right.
So what do you say to the people? Because there's all kinds of different ways to reframe things. What do
Hmm.
you say to people when they're, that's just language. You know, you're just, that does, you still have a problem, you know?
It's still the same.
Ha-
Nothing changed about what happened.
right.
This is just your perspective, your
Yeah.
attitude. How you look at it.
Right.
But that was a real good eye-opening thing for me to do, because it helped me overcome that. Because somebody tells you have a problem, it's like, boom, who has a
Yeah.
problem?
What do you mean? Screw you. No.
Yeah, it's like, what are you
Whoa.
about the person? Yeah, I know. So it's like crazy. So
And that's why Joy's been married 15 times. So,
yeah.
no. Just kidding. Kidding. One time, Mark. Come on. No. Long
That's
time.
why we one time for 37
We.
years, so
Yeah.
it's good.
Yes.
So, but
You
anyway,
probably
so
had many opportunities in that long of a marriage.
yeah, without a doubt, without a. So, Sean, what do you do for like when your customers have these issues and they have something that really goes bad? They got the wrong card to brownies. What I
Yeah.
mean, how do you handle
It's,
this?
I kind of, I try to solve things on my own as much as possible. And, I just, as most people know, have a recent move. And I have a couple things that are on auto ship that I get here, and, went into the website and and figured it out myself. And and the person that I'm buying this product from, it's a network marketing company. And she's like, "Oh, did you change your address?" Yeah. I went in and changed it. She goes, "That's so nice, because I get all these calls, and we all do."
Uh-huh,
Um,
uh-huh.
but I think it's just, what I try to say, okay, in 14 years, I think I've had 3 or 4 cards that went somewhere else that weren't where they didn't end up where they were supposed to go.
Hmm.
In all of those instances, it's always been fixed.
Hmm.
And you kind of go back to, remember, the cards and gifts, they're not on your timeline, they're on that person you're sending it to. So
Hmm.
maybe they weren't to get it 5 days from now. Maybe they were to get it 10 days from now.
Uh-huh.
So just kind of putting that into perspective. And I try and I joke, and I don't know that it comes off that well. This is not brain surgery. We're not healing anybody. We're just trying to make somebody's day and having an impact. So whether that showed up in 3 days or showed up in a week and a half, it's still going to have that impact on that person.
Sure, sure.
So now, if it was a birthday card,
Yeah,
no.
I know. It is funny. Sometimes we do get those customers that say, "I want it on their birthday." It's going to be late. It's not going to get them. If I
Listen,
didn't get to
yeah,
them,
and
it's like,
it's hard, and they won't listen to you when you say, "Look, I hear you. I've sent late birthday. I sent one today. I saw somebody celebrating their 50th, and I'm like, crap, he didn't have his birthday on Facebook, and I didn't have it, so
yeah,
he got a belated birthday card." But
yeah,
it's just going to have as big as impact when he gets it 3 or 4 days from now than he
yeah.
would if he would have gotten it today.
Oh, I
But some people
honestly,
won't. They don't. They won't hear that.
I know, I know. I honestly feel a belated birthday card's better.
Right.
I really do. I actually have a couple that I have created for belated birthdays. I turn it into, by the way, as we get off on another tangent, right? I turn those birthday cards into birthday months.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just say, hey, late or not,
Right.
and it's
Hope you're still celebrating.
you're still celebrating. Yeah. And I do that for anniversaries. I don't have a lot of people's anniversaries in my system.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I watch them on Facebook, and I have a card that I'll put out, and I'll actually grab that picture and put in the card, and it says late or not, happy 10th, 15th, 30, whatever anniversary it is.
All of my anniversary cards are always late because I'm always sending them when I see the pictures on Facebook or
Yeah,
somebody posted, "Hey, we're
exactly,
celebrating 20,"
exactly.
and it doesn't. Again, it doesn't matter.
I was on a networking group this morning, a meeting online, and there's 19 of us on there. 2 people gave me a kudos for the anniversary cards.
Yeah,
2 people,
yeah,
and it was like, that was just so special, because I like when people post like their wedding day pictures,
right.
the different wedding day pictures,
Yep.
just kind of, because it's a special moment to them.
God, you've aged. No.
Yeah. Who is this?
Talk about attitude. So, and you know what? Hopefully what we've gone through since March will help. Not everybody, but I think people are realizing what really is important.
Yeah.
Um, and maybe the little things will that
Right.
prior to March would set us off, and we would have that attitude about it. Now we're just like, there's bigger things going on. This is no big deal. And you look at, it's funny when you look and in a year from now, when you think I'll delete all my contacts, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I went outside and vented. Come on, that was such a silly thing to do. And most times it is when we think,
Yeah,
when we,
yeah.
what triggered us off on an attitude, and then a week later, you're like, well, that was dumb.
I
Sorry, that really helped me collect them all. So it is a thing we all, we're all challenged with it. We all maybe have that moment that just didn't hit us the right time because other things are going on, and maybe that was the topper of the day, but they just put me over the
Right.
top. So you just kind of I think take a breath, realize this is on me, and how am I going to have an impact positively on this, whatever the little thing that set us off.
Right. Yeah, and I think another thing, not specifically with send out cards, but any business, when a business goes through transition, and they're going through changes and they're going through things, I mean, the immediate response is always, oh my gosh, something else. Oh my gosh, I don't like, and I think sometimes if everyone would just sit back and just say, okay, let's just kind of zip it for a few minutes, a few days, let's see what's happening.
Right.
And kind of look at the full perspective, because you never really know what everybody's going through. You
No,
never really know
absolutely.
what a business is going through,
Right.
kind of a thing. And when you react so negatively, it's only hurting you.
Right.
It's only
Absolutely.
hurting your mindset and your, stomach ulcers, whatever, whatever whatever you
Ah,
might have that ails you, you're not making it any better.
and this is why people day drink. Come on.
Yeah. This is why there's a 5 o'clock somewhere every day, right?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So
Yeah, crazy stuff. So
okay.
when you have of course we talked about your customers, but on your affiliates on the team that are trying to build a business, what's the best advice when you've got some of them that are like total not change people? When people say I don't like change, I don't like change, kind of thing. It's yeah. I mean,
I think you just try to, you give them the steps to take. Did you download the SOC Pro? Are you making a list? Are you sending your 3 cards a day? Are we approaching people? Are you asking for help when you need it from me? And I'll help you with the first few times walking people through. And the ones that, the ones that aren't going to work out, weed themselves out.
yeah.
I don't chase people to, you sign somebody up and, hey, you need to do this and this, and then we'll talk. And, if they don't do this and this, then okay, I mean, life gets in the way. Okay, let's try that again. And then, when you're ready, and again, it's just like with the cards, it's on their timeline. It's not on yours. You're the one that could get me to senior executive. Come on. It's not, it doesn't work that way.
No.
So,
No, if you're chasing something like that, it's not.
yeah.
It's not
And I think a lot of people do the affiliate, and in every network marketing company, it's whether to get a discount on their product, or I can, show 4 or 5 people and get them signed up, and then my cards are paid for with us. So, I mean, I think it's going back to, why'd you get started? Why'd you choose to be an affiliate?
Mhm.
And then again,
Yeah. Be quiet.
and see what they
Listen.
say, and say, okay, well, to do that, whatever that is,
Mhm.
here's what you need to do with my help.
Mhm.
And then again, some will light bulb, and then others will just be a customer.
Right.
I don't try, and again, we've talked about this. The more people you're showing, and the more people that are joining as customers and
Yes.
affiliates, the less that will bother you.
Yeah.
And
That
again,
kind of goes.
you talk about posture, but it is. I mean, I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to help. I will help you grow your business, but only if you're willing to work.
Yeah. Exactly. That kind of goes along with it's the more people you have, like you say, the least those kind of little things are going to bother you.
Right.
It's
Yep.
the same way with even people outside send out cards. They're having a bad day. The immediate thing I tell people is like, send somebody a card, go
Right.
to somebody, send them a note, reach out to somebody, kind of like do that kind of stuff, and that's going to pull
And
you
here's what I always say, there really are no bad days. There's only bad moments. And it goes back to
right.
attitude.
That's good.
And you allow it to turn into bad days, which then turns into bad weeks, which turns into a bad lifetime.
Yep.
And some dwell on that. and
Yeah.
some you're never going to change
Yeah, yeah.
at
It's funny you
all.
say that. Actually, my Monday morning quotes that I put out there, motivational quotes, that
Mhm.
was just one I used not too long ago.
Yeah,
Don't make a bad moment a bad day,
right.
kind of thing. It said something else too, but that was the premise of it.
Yeah,
It's
it
there's
is.
never a
And
bad
then there's
day.
the small percentage that's what they like to dwell in,
Hmm. Hmm.
and you move on from them very quickly.
Yeah. Except that they're family.
Run!
Yeah, I hear
Or
you.
the ones like this. Oh God. Very small percentage. We have none in send out cards, which is perfect. So that's
Yeah,
great.
there you go.
Yep.
There you go.
We
Yeah.
don't allow them to join. No.
Yeah. So it really is, find your piece. What is gonna, if you're gonna have those moments like my moment I had
Yep.
yesterday, find a way to work. My mantra was taking a walk, and getting out of the house and just kind of like
Yeah, I
beat
think you're right.
myself up on the walk for a little
Right.
bit. And it's like, okay.
Don't call yourself stupid, or an idiot. It
Yeah.
happens. Mistakes happen. Come on,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it's. I love a great story never started with something perfect. The
Yeah.
vacation that you remember is because something happened quirky or something happened, and it's just going to turn into a great story. So, but find your, how do you got to find your way to turn it around. Whether that's a walk, let me read something real quick, let me send a card, let me go
Right.
outside and yell
Right.
at the dog, whatever that is. So.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
yell at the dog. It wasn't their
Yeah.
fault.
And I think probably the biggest thing to wrap up with is, like you just said, don't make a moment a day.
Right. Yeah.
It's don't
Easy to
have
do.
a bad moment your
How many
entire
great
life.
things. And we always dwell on, at the end of the day, we always go to that one thing that didn't go perfectly right. And then you got to think, okay, how many things did go right? Wow, there was 10 of them. Let
Mhm.
me dwell on that.
Well, that goes back to the gratitude journal.
Yeah,
I really feel strongly. I mean, people talk about journaling all the time, and I can't like sit down and journal my day, but what I can do is at night before I go to bed, really sit and think about all the things I'm grateful for today.
absolutely.
You know,
Fall asleep doing that. And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
amazing how you wake up the next morning, it's a new day,
yeah, yeah.
versus things that usually wake us up in the middle of the night are worries. And then
Mhm.
I always try to, if that ever happens, I just try to go, okay, what am I grateful for? Let's go through those. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, and it's not easy sometimes. I mean,
no,
because some of those things that might have happened during the day are really prevalent on your mind,
right.
gosh, I just encourage anybody just to like write down 5 different things you're grateful for every night before you
Absolutely.
go to bed.
Great point.
And
There's
just
your homework for the day, for the
there
week,
you go. Yeah,
for the
yeah.
rest of your life. 5 things
Hey,
every day.
when we had the gift store, we had those journals on
Hmm.
special for the longest time, and they were like $2.
Yeah.
We must have had like a buku of them because they were that way for a long time. Oh my
Go
gosh,
to the
I
store and
used
buy
my,
one of these.
there you
You
go.
know,
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. I use my Remarkable. Did you see Dave's message the other day as a Remarkable tablet? I meant to message him. I have one of those. It's all done electronically, but anyway, it's all good. So
all right.
awesome. Well, hey, this
I
has been
hope that
fun
helped.
today.
We
Yeah,
were
I
all
think
over the
so.
place as usual, but hopefully you got some nuggets out of it. You want us to talk of anything else maybe you're struggling with, or you have an opportunity, I should say. We'd love to help you with that. So,
Yeah, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. I have a lot of people. You make comments below there how you love our sock talks every week, and let us know. They're
yeah,
about you. I mean, we started this whole process just on just having conversations about
sure.
everything that's going on,
Yeah,
with anything, So, anyways, it was last year at this time we were sitting up on that front
I
lawn
know.
working
I
on.
think we started this about last year.
We did. We
Yeah,
started it right. Well, we just had that
after we came back
conversation
from a convention. So,
right after convention is when
yeah.
we started the sock
So
talks.
we're a year in. It's time to write our book.
Wow, wow. We should do something special on our 100th episode.
Right.
I'd have to go back and count them. I don't know. I wouldn't count.
Well, if we did them every week, that'd be 52.
I know, but we skipped a
We
couple.
missed a couple. Yeah.
We missed a
We'll
couple.
just do our year anniversary.
There you
Join us next week for our year anniversary. We're going to
go.
wear party hats.
Oh my gosh, we should do that. Okay,
Yes.
everybody, we're going off on tangents now.
Yep. All
Okay.
right.
Hey guys, have a wonderful week. See you next week and
Bye bye.
take care. Bye, Sean. Take care of
Bye
yourself,
bye.
buddy.